it's freedom, you know, you have like everything here in this country. It's so great, and it's so important to get your voice heard.
Good evening. It is the eve of the midterm elections, and there is a buzz in the air as voters drop off their ballots and candidates across our region and this country make their last-minute push to win your support. Elections officials asking folks to get their ballots in as soon as possible to avoid the last-minute crush tomorrow evening at drop boxes. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Laurel Porter. Brian Clerkley's been catching up with last-minute voters. He joins us from Pioneer Courthouse Square in Portland, where people can drop their ballots off. And Brian, people can also vote in person until tomorrow as well.
That's right, Laurel and David. People can vote in person as long as they're in line by 8 p.m. at their county election offices. And people have been dropping off their ballots all day at ballot boxes like the one behind me. And if you have any questions or concerns about those ballots, you need to get that taken care of as quickly as possible. Election officials want anyone with questions or ballot issues, such as spilling something on it, your partner might have signed yours instead of theirs, or you filled in the wrong bubble, to get those figured out and come down to your county headquarters to get a new one. In Multnomah County, the director of elections says voter turnout is around 34%. Over in Clark County, Washington, officials say it's 36%. One woman who just voted today says this means a lot to her.
I'm just so proud to be in this country. We, immigrated here back in '79 from Laos, and it's freedom. You know, you have like everything here in this country. It's so great.
Clark County Auditor Greg Kimsey says he expects things to pick up tomorrow. The county is still sticking with a 70% turnout projection. And in Washington, Kimsey says if you're mailing your ballot and it's postmarked on Election Day and their office gets it by the 28th of November, then it will still be counted. Otherwise, it will have to be delivered to one of these drop boxes by 8 p.m. on Election Day. David, Laurel.
Really important distinction. If you put it in a mailbox tomorrow, it has to be postmarked by tomorrow to count. Thank you, Brian. Well, there is a lot at stake, so be sure to check out our online election guide at kgw.com. We made it easy. You can text the word election to the number on your screen, 503-226-5088. We will text you back with a link that includes our comprehensive coverage of all the local races and ballot measures.
The three women running for governor in Oregon are making their final pushes for those last votes. This race for governor has been the most competitive Oregon has seen in recent history. We caught up with Betsy Johnson in Portland this morning.
I believe having a call for an independent governor has changed the dialogue. I'm of the opinion that instead of focusing on does the R win, does the D win, that we ought to be focused on how do we govern? How do we bring this state back together again?
Democratic candidate Tina Kotek met with Planned Parenthood leaders and other supporters on the campaign trail Sunday in Northeast Portland.
I have been a change agent in the legislature, making sure we can help working families move forward here in our state. As governor, I'm going to work hard with everybody around the state to make sure people can be successful, stand up for working families, and make sure we have the state we all want to have.
It's done. Meanwhile, Republican candidate Christine Drazen is doing a tour of 6 stops around the state. She started in Salem yesterday, and she's ending in Clackamas County today. I'll paraphrase what she said, and then we hope to get that sound for you later. But she said the Republicans have come up far too short too many times, and now this time is going to change. We have to address the homeless crisis on our streets, have more affordable community, and in fact have better schools. She says we can't choose more of the same. We have got to vote for change. That is from Christine Drazen. An Emerson College poll released Friday shows 44% of voters support Kotek and 40% back Drazen. Johnson lags behind with just 8% support. Kotek's lead is just outside the margin of error.
Well, according to recent polling, homelessness ranks as the most important issue in this election for both Tri-County and Portland voters. Though when it comes to people living on the streets, certain requirements can often make it more difficult for their voices to be heard. Blair Best caught up with one group trying to change that.
It's a focus for many candidates this election.
My experience with homelessness is
I will declare a homelessness state of emergency.
Get people off the streets who are homeless.
But it's hit or miss whether those living on the streets will vote.
I'm not sure. Yeah, probably, yeah.
You got till like the 8th, right?
Voting in Oregon requires registration and a mailing address, something many people out here don't have. But groups like Street Roots, a nonprofit working with the homeless, is where they can receive mail in Old Town and even register to vote.
We receive a lot of ballots during this time of the year.
Devon Pouncey has helped hundreds of homeless people through the voting process this year.
Our unhoused neighbors just need to be able to have a voice.
They publish this election series, informing people of each candidate and what they stand for.
So they're able to hear directly in our newspaper what the candidates' plans are for the homeless community.
Yeah, I plan on voting in this election. Right now I've been viewing over all the candidates, what they have to say.
What would you say is your most important issue that you're focused on going into this election?
That they'll have a homeless solution, that people will have places to live.
Other important topics for them: access to health care and decriminalizing homelessness.
Oftentimes, their voices are intentionally diffused for a plethora of reasons, but it should never be that way. And they're community members just like the rest of us, regardless of housing status.
While groups like Street Roots have helped about 100 homeless people get their ballots in, there are still many who won't be voting since they don't have mailing addresses or they choose not to.
I don't vote. I just hope that whoever is voting and whoever wins, I hope they made their good judgment.
Why don't you vote?
Because I just don't vote because I don't know these people.
Probably wouldn't even matter if I did vote, Like one vote's gonna change the outcome.
An outcome that could affect their future on the streets.
Yeah, it's really important that people on the streets vote because if they don't vote, it's not gonna, benefit them.
In Northwest Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.
And we hope you'll come back here tomorrow night. We're going to have midterm coverage all night long as results come in.
Join us the way that works best for you. Will be on your TV along with NBC News Decision 2022 all night long. Plus, we'll be streaming continuous regional and local coverage on KGW Plus and KGW.com. That all starts at 7:30. Updates will happen everywhere from our app to your YouTube channel as they come in. Our YouTube channel, I should say. We'll also have a special edition of KGW News at 11 with the latest on all the key races. Could be a long night, Laurel. It could be a long week.
And now for the latest on a developing story we have been following all day, a police shooting in southeast Portland. It happened after a man set a car on fire. Mike Benner sorting it all out and joins us from the scene with the latest. Mike?
Yeah, hey there, Laurel. More than 8 hours have passed since this incident. The crime tape is still up. Detectives still out here going to show you just how intricate this investigation is. A lot of it focused on the burned out car right there in the middle of that grassy field. As far as what we know, this all unfolded just after 8:45 this morning. Police and fire rushed to the 2000 block of Southeast 83rd Avenue on reports of a man setting a car on fire. We're told there was some sort of altercation and police shot the man, although we're not sure how many officers fired or how many rounds. The suspect, who sources say was armed with a gun, was uncooperative and may have even fled into the neighborhood. Tactical teams from the Portland Police Bureau came out and took him into custody. The suspect was then transported to the hospital. All in all, a scary few hours for people who live and work in this area.
Community school behind us and then bystanders and stuff. Just, it's kind of sad, but I hope they negotiate fast, because you never know what can happen.
You heard that woman mention schools. There are several in this area, including Harrison Park School and Portland Community College. They were placed in lockdown, but those precautions were lifted when the threat was over. One more thing worth mentioning, no officers were injured in this incident, no first responders either. Back to you.
Obviously unsettling for a lot of people. Mike Benner reporting. Thank you, Mike.